Security plays a very important role in our lives. It's all pervasive, whether you're an individual or a business or for that matter, a government. One company that's playing a very large role in the world of security and security solutions is G4S, the UK headquartered company, and also with a pretty large presence in India. I'm now joined by Neil Prasad, head of G4S in India. Neil, thank you very much for joining us. I think your presence is quite widespread in India. You've got thousands of people working with you, and you can see them across offices and factory installations and so on. Generally, tell us from your point of view, how do you see the current business and economic environment?
Well, actually, India currently is in that typical situation, Govind, where, we're just a year and a half away from elections. As a result of that, a lot of liquidity in the market has actually dried up. And small and large businesses in the marketplace, both small and large businesses in the marketplace, are quite over-leveraged and are not actually getting the returns they expected from the market in the last year and a half. And this has caused a fair amount of anxiety in the business community, and you can see that as a reflection in what's happening in the share market. You can see that as a reflection of what's actually happening when we talk about business in India in general over the last year and a half. So we believe that this is a temporary thing. We don't think this is something which is going to go on forever. And certainly, we feel that once elections are over, government starts taking more constructive and quick decisions, this period will be over. But we think it will be at least 2 years before we see growth coming back to the levels that we've enjoyed in this region for the last 4 or 5 years.
Right. Can you give us a sense of the composition of G4S's or your business in India, and how much of it is small, how much of it is large? What's the spread like?
All businesses in India probably have a similar composition to ours because the Indian market is so diversified in terms of size of businesses. So, we would deal with a single post at the same time as dealing with businesses which have around about over 1,000 of our guards or employees based at their premises. If we were to take a division of it, I would say around about 25% of our business is large organizations. However, Govind, the important thing here is that it's actually very safe because of that reason, because we're the business is not dependent on a few very large clients. The business is actually, dependent across the marketplace. So that makes us in a very, very strong position, and a very safe position as far as business goes.
And what are the new business areas that you are seeing, and why do you see potential in these areas?
Well, security has actually, in India, has really blossomed over the last 5 to 6 years. And, you can just walk around the country and you'll see a security guard on nearly every single street corner practically. However, for us, because we're in the professional end of the security business, our key areas are IT, ITES. Those are very, very key areas for us. Of course, the hospitality areas, and areas where professional security is required with correct SLAs to manage and protect businesses. You have to understand that our business is not about causing a problem as far as security is concerned. Our business is really to make sure that that security issues are avoided, and that's very, very key to understanding what security is actually all about. We're the first part of any company that actually stops an incident from occurring. So it's preventive rather than reactive, and that's the most important thing about security.
And what are the kind of new technology or process trends that you're seeing, Neil, if you could take us through some of them?
Govind, technology here in security has been driven by the lack of workforce more than anything else. And what we've seen is a movement to a balance of technology and human resource on security areas. This is mainly because there has been a lack of there is a slowdown in the number of people available for our industry. And clients have been forced to have a balance between technology and security. So if you think of that balance, what is it? It's cameras, it's access control systems, etc. That's really where the balance has actually moved to.
Do you have any thoughts on the India-UK corridor specific to your business or in general from a larger macroeconomic point of view?
There's three things which are very close to our hearts. The one is, of course, that a few years ago the Indian government came up with a cap on foreign investment into the security business. That is not there in the UK, so we do have some competitors in the UK who would own 100% of security companies in the UK, whereas in India, about 4 or 5 years ago, it got capped to 49%. This actually is a deterrent for companies coming in the FDI route into India. And companies like us, who came in many years before this cap came into place, suffered trying to find shareholders for our business here. But those are the key things that we would expect support from the UK government. Particularly, and it's the same old story really. It's the same in the insurance area. It's the same in several areas in India. And I think some of these laws are a little archaic or one-sided because they don't relate to the same in our country, in the UK.
Right, Neil, you've also spoken about talent shortages and the skilling gap, and that's something that we are all acutely aware of. Can you tell us from your point of view, what are the 2 or 3 things that need to be done or attention needs to be paid to?
Well, if we look at the Indian environment in terms of talent, there is exceptionally good talent available at the top levels, good talent available in the middle levels. But the areas where we also recruit from and we need to recruit from, which is the 12th grade pass level, we find that area exceptionally lacking. We have 36 training schools in the country, and that's only geared for our own needs. However, we don't see a real move from the government to create something like proper courses for plumbers, electricians, or the guys who will not go into the university level of education but need a vocation in life. So the vocational training side of it could be or should be a very key part of what is required in the Indian environment.
Right, so a larger question here, do you see companies like yours playing a larger role in the entire skills training and filling the vocational gap area?
I think that we'll have to. I don't think there's a choice in that. I think we have to have a greater role in terms of vocational training, particularly in the areas that we actually employ in. See, we're not just in the security area in India, we are also in the facility management business where we employ approximately 15,000 people. These guys are involved in everything from hard and soft FM, so from being a plumber to a chauffeur to actually cleaning, as well as repairing and maintaining things like telecom towers, etc. And this is a gap where we find that there's a lack of proper qualified trained staff available, and we ourselves cannot actually train enough for our own needs, for our own business here.
Are there any other areas that you would like to touch upon, for instance, labor laws?
Well, the labor laws the labor laws in the country are in our opinion, are not restrictive in us growing our business. Our main issue is in the level and quality when you look at the vocational side of what is available in terms of people. Usually we are exceptionally short of people for both our security and our FM business, and that is a real challenge when it comes to growth here.
Right, so a larger question here, do you see companies like yours playing a larger role in the entire skills training and filling the vocational gap area?
Well, one of the key or most interesting parts of what G4S does is that it's very good at actually transferring talent from country to country, particularly in an area where there is a new business or a new opportunity about to grow. So we have a program called the G4S Way, which is rolled out across the world. We will take advantage of that in India, particularly in the cash and transit business in India, because that is a fairly new business in this country, and is gaining more and more importance as banks outsource their cash and transit as well as their management of cash. So that will be a big transfer of knowledge and technical expertise that will come out from the UK to us over here to actually grow our business in that area. And the other area that we are also very keen to grow is our facility management business, because eventually we see facility management actually encompasses security within its actual portfolio, and which offers a range of services like I mentioned before. So the facility management area is an area that we feel that is going to grow significantly in the country and will develop as a country itself goes down the route of being compliant and developing.
Right, Neil. Thank you very much for speaking with us.